guys, Ash here coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you all here with me today. Hey, in case you missed it, a few videos ago, I uploaded the biggest Primal Shard opening ever in the history of this channel. I don't think I'll ever beat that. At least I hope I won't beat that in a weird way because, yeah, that was a pretty expensive video.
Never give up. Never quit. Because you're too legit to quit.
Too legit to quit.
But we did end up walking away with quite a few mythical champions. I also secretly pulled, actually, maybe I'll upload that. It was like a 1-minute video. I hit record just in case. I opened a few primals and I recorded a secret 6th mythical pull. But today I built the 5 that I actually did pull in that video, and I want to rank them for you guys, and I want you guys to rank them too. Who would you most want out of this crew is going to be the question that I have for you guys today. We're going to kind of do a power index, if you will. Now, with all that said, they're all freaking good. Like, in a vacuum, they're all good. I also have a big takeaway on all these champions, and that is that none of them, as of yet, Siegfried kinda, sorta, right? But none of them have really crept into any of my absolute main teams, which in a way is awful because of how expensive it was for all those Primal Shards, even though I did pull Mythicals.
You're never happy.
But in another way, it's actually kind of good, right? Because if it changed my account so dramatically that everything was so much easier and I could just beat this game and play this game with my eyes closed compared to the legendaries I was using, then it would speak even more volumes to the power creep that we know already exists in the game. I'm talking blessings, I'm talking empowerment, and obviously mythical champions, the fact that they exist, right? But yeah, absolutely none of these champions yet, it's only been a few days, have made their way into any of my top teams, with one exception that I'll tell you guys about towards the end of the video as it pertains to Hydra. Anyway, guys, who are these champions and how did I have them built? I am not going to make this a robust, in-depth guide on any of these champions, but I will have all of them covered on my second YouTube channel, Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. So we had Siegfried the Nephilim. You guys know this dude. I built him in Lethal and Cruel. I already had him. He's the only dupe that I already had that I pulled, but he was one of my pulls. He did just get a big buff. I already have a video on him after the buff. But dude, this guy smacks Siegfried. What's gotten into you, bro? What has gotten into you, Siegfried?
Humiliations galore.
Dude, he's a monster. He's a monster. He's got the AoE turn meter fill. He's got this big rage of Nephilim.
And you don't want to make Nephilim mad, do you guys?
Ask yourself this.
He still has the stupid metamorph into the alternate form that you can't use unless anybody's dead, but it's still annoying. It's tough to get rid of this dude. It's tough to kill this dude. And if you kill everybody else accidentally before him, you're going to have deal with him reviving everybody. But really, it's all about one skill when we talk about Siegfried, and that is Rage of Nephilim. Here are the masteries, Helm Smasher, the whole 9. All right, next up, we have the bug. Aphidus. Aphidus? Aphidus the Hive Lord. Yo, what up, Aph? How you doing, man?
Just
for the worst.
around.
Cool. 5 mythicals. He's got lethal and stone skin. I have a 4-piece stone skin and a 4-piece lethal. Right, obviously. So why not try him for some damage? He's got a 1586 base attack on his base form. He has 2 AoEs, right, on his base form, both on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got instant activation of HP burn. And then wait for the bug. Wait for the bug. Here it is. The big bug. What up, you big lobster? It's the blue lobster right here. The crab, the lobster, some of you guys were kind of divided. He looks very lobstery to me. A crab. He looks crabby. Looks crabby. Anyway, well, why are you so crabby, Asphodus? Because I'm saying your name wrong? Is that why? I'm going to call him Hive Lord. Either way, what has he got? He's got an AoE stun. He's got continuous heals as the stun doesn't land. He's got a provoke on all enemies for 1 turn. Strengthen on himself. Increase defense on everybody on a 3-turn cooldown. All right, so the Bugs kit doesn't read that bad. And then we have Mezimel. She's got Scarlet Crescent. It ignores Stone Skin, Strengthen, Ally Protect, Shield, and blocks Revive. What? What? And she has a base 1652 attack. I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that she's not as bad as I thought, Mezimel, right? The bad news is her base form entirely sucks really badly. including the Scarlet Crescent. Dude, there's no damage out of this ability. The only way this is going to kill anybody is if they already have like 10% HP. It's awful. I'll show you guys in the arena. It's bad. And on the other form, though, this is where she actually impressed me. She actually has some really nice damage out of the Life Shredder AoE ×2 with a True Fear on a 3-turn cooldown, and a lot of nice damage on the Spirit of the Pack, which has an extra AoE hit if they're under True Fear. I have Soul Reap. I have the same blessings that you would assume from this kind of champion. Have her built as a nuker, savage, and cruel. We have Alaz the Sun Bearer. Alaz. Dude, this guy, I hate to say this, is going to be sacrilege because he's very, very good. But he kind of let me down a little bit, I just, my expectations were SSS, and maybe he's like A+. I don't know, Here's where he's good. Hydra clan boss, right? He's got a counterattack on everybody. So the 4th champion of the game with a proper counterattack on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. He has a provoke. He has a block damage on that same ability, 3-turn cooldown. The thing is, on this ability, he's not getting into any of my like Fire Knight teams. He should be great on Fire Knight. But I run Valkyrie on Fire Knight Hard 10 right now, and I can't win with just block damage for 1 turn. I need that big, beefy shield of a Valkyrie. So he's not even replacing her on any of my teams because I kind of have those teams based around her shield. Now, he does have an AoE increased defense. His damage is based off of defense as well. So I thought this ability, Rolling Thunder, would smack. It doesn't. Not a lot of damage out of that AoE ability, which is kind of a bummer. However, on his base form, his alternate form, he looks freaking badass. The Golden Alaz. He has a heal, increased resistance, and a strengthen on a 4-turn cooldown. Okay. And then we have an AoE burn. It instantly activates against enemies under Stone Skin, and then a True Fear. This Solar Flare actually is the hardest hitting AoE in his kit, so I had to actually rebuild him a little bit, focusing on HP versus defense, because HP damage based on his second form, and blah, 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 blah. You guys get it. So I have Brimstone on Alaz. I have War Master on him as well. And then we have Gizm the Terrible, little Gizm. Oh man. So I hypothesized in my initial opening summoning video, whatever, that Gizm might be the best. You guys can be the judge here.
I want to say,
but this guy is incredible. He really is. I don't want to tip my hand too much. I do have him in a 4-piece Stone Sin and a 4-piece Lethal, because I had it in my head that this guy could actually be an insanely good arena champion, like live arena. I'm playing him a lot in live arena. The bummer is that, I mean, the cool thing is he's resistant to lockout, because on his base form at the start of this before the start of this champion's turn, plays a burn on all enemies for 2 turns. Then you can just transform. Even if he's locked out, you're still going to place the burn. You come in here, attack all enemies before attacking, place a decreased defense on all enemies. It can't be resisted if the target's under that burn, extra hit on targets under that burn, extra turn if it kills an enemy. Basically, the Kaboom does a hell of a lot of damage, more so than any other damage other than Siegfried that we've talked about so far, and is a double hitter with the burn. The burn is on the passive, on the base form. It got me really excited about this dude because he can smack. And then Ungodly Fury is awesome. He has Pain Link, right? That's going to ignore 100% of the target's defense, the first champion of the game to have Pain Link. And then he has Taunt and Unkillable for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That's so good. You can dictate who's going to be eaten in Hydra. It's super annoying in the arena, kind of like for Arbase, whatever her name is. So really, really good alternate form here on Gizm the Terrible. Actually, you actually start out with his A3. Increased crit damage, increased crit rate, increased speed on all allies, then an extra turn, then you metamorph into the Kaboom. It's really strong ability. He also has a 50% chance of placing a burn at the start of every single turn. Can't be resisted as long as his crit rate is 100%. So obviously I'm building with 100% crit rate. You can see it here, 104, 233, 223, 239 on the speed. His masteries are such. There we go, guys. Let's go ahead and try these dudes out. So what do you guys think? Again, not like a robust guide on any of them, but I just want to start out in a random Doom Tower wave with all of these guys together, right? Here they are in a team. Let me know what you think. So the deal is I don't have enough skill tomes, obviously, for all of these champions, right? So I need you guys to help me decide which 3 of these would you book out. I think I have enough for 3. That is the A2 that you saw there from Siegfried, or the A3, whatever one it is. Here's the Kaboom. Boom, boom. It's hard to tell in these level 285 mobs, but it's a decent amount of damage on the Kaboom, considering, I guess he does play with the decreased defense as well. I didn't notice that go up before he did, but he must have.
To see it crashing out the sky, falling one by one.
Here comes the Solar Flare. That's going to place the True Fear on Alaz's A2. You guys saw that. You can see the Taunt and Unkillable and the Pain Link right now on the enemies, right? Thanks to Gizmac. And then you can see basically just damage-wise what everybody else is kind of bringing to the table here. Kaboom comes in again, and then that's it. It's game over. Let me turn off auto climb really quickly here. So Siegfried, 317,000. Mezamil, 507,000. Asphodus is, well, it's pretty Asphodus, 217,000. Gizmac was 786,000 damage. Alaz was 744,000 damage. So, you know, I don't want you to read too much into those because obviously Siegfried is one of the best nukers in the game, right? A lot of it's going to do with their speed, their HP burn activation, so on and so forth. I just wanted to give you a first kind of look at these champions in action in a PvE environment. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Siegfried out, put him on Ice Golem 10, and just run this with like a Reviver with a Duchess, just to get one more kind of DPS check and see these champions in action. And then I want to take them into the arena. I don't have any Hydra Clan boss keys. I actually do have one right now, but what I did is I ran all of these champions as a value over replacement on my current Hydra teams. And I really hate to say this. It goes to what I was saying before. Look at the Kaboom coming down there. It really goes to what I was saying before, guys. But as of right now, none of them are doing more damage than any value over replacement. Now, granted, I'm an endgame account with a lot of freaking good champions, but we're talking about like champions that I'm considering these guys over, right? Or guys like Artak. Crazy to say this. I have a whole video on Termaria, but Termaria in a curse set is dealing like 250 million damage for me in Hydra. None of these guys are out damaging her. Now, granted, you know, I built these teams around those other champions. So it's not to say that any of these guys aren't better. I'm sure, frankly, that a lot of them probably are, especially with Alaz and Gizmac for Hydra. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is that they're all really dang good. But so far, none of them have really made it into my upper echelon of my main teams, which again is kind of bad, kind of good, as I was talking about at the top of the video here. Let me talk a little bit more individually about all of these champions, because I've actually been tearing down the fourth wall for you guys, for those of you who actually even care, is I am re-recording this video. I built all these, or I maxed all these champions out actually a couple days ago. And then I did it the very next day, or the very first day that I maxed them all out. I made this video, and I was actually a little bit more down on the entire group outside Gizmac altogether. But now, after playing them for a few more days in a bit more content, trying them out on the arena, I don't think any of them scream as arena like beast, but trying them out in arena a little bit more with you know, dungeon content here and there, blah blah blah, I've actually come away with a lot more, I guess, appreciation, especially Mezamel. I was really down on her originally in the first video. I think she deserves a buff. I don't think she's that great, but I think she's probably a little bit better than I gave her credit for initially. So that's part of the reasons why I am redoing this video, especially in the arena. So when we look at PvE, let's rank these champions PvE, because we're just going to jump into the arena after this. PvE, I think the last place, honestly, I hate to say it, but the last place, no matter if it's PvE or PvP, is going to be the lobster, the crab, Asphodus. He's not that great, you know? Again, if you look at his kit in a vacuum, it's like, dude, this dude does a lot of stuff, right? He's got the provoke, he's got the burn, he's got the activation. That's all great. The thing is everything that he does, he's outclassed by quite a few champions that kind of thrive in that one role. I mentioned like an Artak earlier, right? Like if you want to burn and burn activator, you'd just rather have an Artak over the bug, right? Over the crab, over the Hive Lord. Same thing with basically everything else that he's bringing to the table. That's not to say he's bad. Like if you pull this dude, the big lobster, It reminds me of, what is that dude? I think I said it in the shard opening too. What is that dude from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The big flying bug dude? He reminds me of him. He even, look at his little wings going. Aw, look at you just trying to fly. Just trying to fly.
I believe I can fly.
He's not, none of these champions are that bad. They all, with every mythical, you kind of get overwhelmed by their damn kits, guys. They do so much, and you're just like, oh my God, what don't they do? What don't they do? But he's last for me. I would love to see a buff to him. And I think it's really simple. He ought to do some damage on his base form. I mean, he's 1600 base attack. He's an attack-based champion. Give him some nukes, 2 AoEs with an increased attack built in, you know? Up the damage, I don't want to sound so one-dimensional about it, but up the frickin' damage. So yeah, Aphodus, you're last place, dude. All right, number 4 on this list, it's gonna have to be Mezimel. Mezimel comes in with 4.4 million damage there. Not too bad. She out-damaged Alas, by the way. She's a bit just more. She's all about the damage. At least she does that competently on her alternate form, right? I have no real shade or hate to throw at Mezimel.
No work today for any of us.
Well, yes, I do. I take it back. I do have a lot of hate and shade and whatever. Go ahead and fix the damn, again, the regular form. It's worse than Alleel's. Way worse than Alleel's Ignore Stone Skin ability, right? Buff that. Buff that damage a little bit, you know? It doesn't have to be broken, but come on. It's awful. Her base form is almost unusable, right? That's no good. So she comes in at number 4. Number 3, I think it's Alas. He does a lot. He's a very good champion, you know? I would give him maybe a 4.5 out of 5, you know, if I was grading him out. But that said, he's, I think that Siegfried just being such a god tier nuker now, the best attack based nuker in the entire game, just because of the A3, Rage of Nephilim, it's just bonkers. I have a whole video on it. Check it out, guys. He deserves the number 2 spot. To me, Gizmac is number 1, and I don't even think it's that close. This dude, I mean, you saw him on that last Ice Golem run in case you missed it. He out-damaged everybody again. But he's also bringing the support and the taunt. That A3, the pain link, the taunt 2 turns, unkillable 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown with the kaboom, everything else. That dude is the real freaking deal, you know? He's the real deal. Here's, let me throw him in this team. I can't use him in the arena though, because of the burns, man. I mean, he puts a burn on everybody at the start of the turn, which is great. But that's like an invitation to turn into a sheep every single match, you know? The only way I can use this guy in the arena with polymorph being a thing, the only way, and he's so good, he would be so good in the arena if not. But it just, I can't do it. He turns into a sheep like way more often than not, especially in live arena. But look at how good he is in the arena. Increased damage, increased crit rate, increased speed on everybody. Boom. Look at all those buffs. Comes back around. Second form. We're ready to kaboom with this dude. Kaboom! Boom! I mean, he's really fun. And he's in the lethal in the stone skin. Keep that in mind as well. Let me show you, let's see, some of the other dudes though, damage-wise, right? Let's go with Mezimel here, really quickly. Because she's got, like I said, she has some potential here, right? But it's just, let me first show you the lack of damage that we're going to be seeing. Actually, this kind of sucks. So she doesn't have her own, whatchamacallit, increased attack. My bad on that. No, she does have her own, my bad. She does, Ash. All right, here's the A2, right? This is it. Let's go. We have UDK, right? Which this should be an easy showcase. She has increased crit damage, increased crit rate, increased attack. UDK has no health left. I mean, go in and block, revive, and kill him. 23k damage. She couldn't even kill him there with every buff known to man or woman. I mean, come on, right? Am I right there, guys? I mean, give me a break. That's so weak. It's almost, even if somebody's really low on health, it's almost not even worth ever using anything in her base form. You just switch off, you know? Now, when you do switch off, though, with her, she can deal some damage on the alternate form. Hopefully, This team looks like they're going to go first. Let's give her a shot. I want to go into her alternate form real quick. And then what I'm going to do is put the whole gang together here before we end the video as well. See if we can get a quick dub. All right, let's go ahead and just pop off. Looks like he's the fastest. No, I don't want to. Don't kill. And Narcissus, stop trying to steal the show. Just try. Oh, I should have taken the... I should have given her the self buffs. My bad. But still... That was her A2, you know. I like her she's like super fast on the mechanics, you know. Anywhere you need like solo content too, you can put her in Bloodthirst or whatever, or, you know, regen, whatever the heck, and she can solo it. She can put her in a double stun. She can control anything that you would expect from a double stunner like that. She can do, obviously. Let's just keep going here. Let's go with a, I thought I had a haul. Yeah. Let's take Geralt and Mikage out. Let's put... the two that we haven't really shown yet, actually, Allah's, well, let's go Siegfried. There we go. There we go. Oops. Dude, what am I even doing right now? Okay. Good, good, good. Yes, good. All right. A little bit of a different team here. These teams aren't meant to make all the sense in the world, clearly. Don't judge too harshly. All right, here we come. Okay, I just want to show you guys, you know, show you everybody a little bit of FaceTime here in the arena, right? I feel like you pretty much have seen their kits. Okay, so now you have a choice. We can provoke on an enemy, right? Can't be resisted to less than 50% HP. That's not going to come into play. We can put a counterattack and a block damage on all my allies, but some Wukong's on the other team, so that's not really going to work. We can go with the AoE, increase defense on all allies, which is going to be, you know, pretty nice, I guess. Doesn't do any damage, though. So I guess the move is to provoke... and try to provoke and block damage, I guess. Let's go in there and I shouldn't have even done that. I should have just came back through. My bad. I should have activated Siegfried there, but it is what it is. All right, so this is the bug. We're going to go in with the increase attack to set up Siegfried, really. So you can see the lack of damage on the base form there. It's pretty demonstrative, right? Now, we got the steal on the counterattack, unfortunately, as we said we were going to. We're going to come back in here. We're going to cleanse everybody off, reset their cooldowns. Can we even get a turn here? Probably not. Gets turned into a sheep. Welcome to the meta. That was a bad showcase. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right, let's find a team that we can actually go first against. I hope. Yes. All right. Let's try one more shot with this team. And again, that would be my order, though, guys. Do you guys agree with me in terms of the power ranking on these champions? Let me know if so. Okay, it's so tough to get rid of this dude, right? Here, we're going to get so much stone skin and so much buffs that we're just going to go ahead and come in, and we'll fill his turn meter anyway. And let's cleanse. Hate to do it this early, but let's cleanse that sleep off of Allah so we can actually take a turn here, right? So we can go with a counterattack and provoke. It worked so well last time. This time, let's just switch forms on him. And then on the A3, again, we have the heal, the strengthen, increase resistance. Or we could go in with a nuke. I don't know if I want to go in placing burns just yet, considering all the buffs that they have. All right, so we tried the A2. Let's try it again. This is the A2 of the bug. 27k damage, nothing too crazy. He's squishy. He dies fast. Fantastic. Let's go in with the big money ability. Let's try to kill good old Yumeko. Boom! Big damage from Siegfried. And of course, you know, under no debuffs and stuff like that, but still very, very nice damage. Here's a Solar Flare by Alaz. Comes in. It does some nice damage. Let's try to poke away at their Reviver. Hopefully, can somebody go for my team? Somebody, please? Oh my God. Well, there, guys, there you go. That's going to be the showcase. Didn't work out that well. Siegfried is a boss, though. I mean, check out the video that I did on him. This does not do him justice, but just a little look at all the champions that we pulled. Let me know how you would power rank them. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.